Stamina is a valuable resource in video games, because just like in real life, you can't run forever. Every man, woman, and gamer has a stamina bar, even though it's not shown in the bottom left corner of their peripheral vision. And the best way to get a sense of your stamina bar is to go for a run. Test your limits. That's what I'm doing. I want to see what my stamina bar is, so I'm going to be running to the entire length of this video where I talk about stamina. How we doing, Landon? You good? Okay, keep it up. You got this. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. He's not going to finish. he ate a whole ass Papa John's pizza last night. There's no way he's gonna finish, but we're going. So the first form of stamina bars appeared in the late 70s and the early 80s, and most were seen as energy bars. And no, I'm not talking about Cliff bars. I'm talking about Astro Fighter, the shoot-'em-up arcade game where you pilot a jet that needs fuel. Quite frankly, the only games I could find that first introduced energy bars were shoot-'em-ups where you control a jet. And if you don't consider a fuel meter to be a stamina bar, then I guess runner-up is 1981's Streaking. You control a naked woman evading the cops while collecting clothes, food, and money. You really want that to be the first stamina bar in a video game? Because it's also the earliest known footage we have of a playable female character. And she's naked, so we're not giving that the first stamina bar. If it's cool with you, I'm gonna give that award to Astro Fighter, okay? Ever since the 80s, stamina bars have been prevalent throughout video game history, measuring the amount of stamina needed to perform actions. The meter can be referred to as stamina, energy, fatigue, and is most commonly represented in the color green. For some reason. It's always fun to look at how developers design their bars to match the overall aesthetic of the game. I mean, they don't have to be just green, they could be feathers, or they could be a guitar. What? That's pretty cool. That's creative. They could be lollipops. You know, yeah, that's neat. They could be electricity thing. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not even gonna explain what this is. It's like I looked into it. It's a mood meter. It measures your mood. I guess that's energy, technically. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Up until the 21st century, stamina bars were almost seen as health bars. If you'd emptied your stamina, you'd faint, or your plane would lose fuel and crash, costing you your life. Your boosted attacks would cost stamina in 1981's Flash Boy. But running out of stamina would turn Flash Boy into Crash Boy. He fucking died. Punch-Out gave both the enemy and the player both stamina bars. Getting hit would drain your bar, and if it reaches 0, you died. Little Mac fucking dies. It says so in the manual right here. Street Fighter's health bar is actually an energy meter. It says so in the manual right here. It also says that if it reaches 0, Ryu fucking dies. These developers keep killing off their characters from fatigue, and it wouldn't be until the 21st century that developers would start to grab that health bar or stamina bar and it's just, they would separate them and into two, health bar and stamina, and it would be more commonplace. How's our athlete doing? Our Olympic athlete? Yeah, he's looking sweaty. Jesus. Oh my God. He's not doing too good, guys. You're not doing too good, buddy. I'm sorry about him. I set your expectations. I don't think he's gonna make it. Already just sweat's glistening off him. Okay. Where are we? So we're back to the stamina bars we know and love today. But why do developers choose to limit players' actions with this little green bar? Wouldn't the developers want the players to move around freely and do whatever they so please? Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, it is a resource, one the player has to conserve and use sparingly. They'll have to strategize in order to dodge and avoid hits, jump to reach a cliff, cast to catch a fish, heavy attack to smash a bandit. Essentially, the moves that you're given are limited because they cost stamina, forcing you to think. But strategy can also come from recovering stamina. Sometimes you'll need to find a safe spot to catch your breath. Or maybe you want to eat some vegetable soup, which restores 1 stamina per second in order to finish off that nasty bandit. Oh, but I'm carrying too much vegetable soup to run. I guess I'll just drop a couple in order to make it back to Whiterun. And it's so common for people to associate stamina with just sprinting. But nowadays it affects so much more. Swinging your sword costs stamina. Climbing? Yeah, you betcha. Till your soil? That's gonna cost you. Drop kick a zombie in the head, of course that's gonna cost stamina. But should it? Drop kicking a zombie is funny because they go, "Whoa!" and I get to kick them off a 30-foot bridge. Oh my god, that was awesome. So if it's fun, why try and prevent the player from doing it? Well, it's because if I was drop kicking a zombie after zombie, I would be unstoppable. It's a really good move, and you gotta use it sparingly at the right time. I'm a master at it, actually. One of the bigger controversies around stamina is sprinting outside of combat, which is most of the time a valid argument. There's no strategy in constantly sprinting and stopping and sprinting and stopping until you finally reach your destination. It kind of feels like the developers are artificially making their world bigger by making you move slower, which is pretty cheap. But hey, it could have been worse. Sprinting outside of the Citadel in Mass Effect 1 didn't actually make you move faster. It only changed your field of view and added a little bit of screen shape to make it look like you were moving faster, which is just diabolical. The developers are just gaslighting all these players. You can watch like a bunch of players on YouTube just wandering around the Citadel sprinting, thinking they're moving faster. They're not. Same pace. Nowadays, a lot of these open world games have already accounted for this problem. Games like Elden Ring and Dragon's Dogma 2 don't have the player consume stamina outside of combat, which is a change I think we can all appreciate. Isn't that right, Landon? Ew! Ugh. I mean, he looks like a dork, too. I'm sure a lot of people have ran past him. People with much better stamina bars. I mean, this dude cannot catch a breath. I mean, do you hear him? So stamina outside of combat shouldn't be a thing, sure. But stamina in general is still very important. Sometimes I see people on Twitter complaining that stamina is the devil's work and is the worst thing to happen in gaming since 1981 streaking. Let me just take a look here. Stamina is the worst mechanic to ever hit video games, and every game would be better without it. Even Game Radar chimed in on the controversy with an article claiming climbing in Breath of the Wild is pants. A game that's so forward-thinking in so many ways, one that puts exploration so front and center. This throwback to such an archaic, awkwardly executed mechanic, for me, really puts a damper on the freewheeling nature of Breath of the Wild as a whole. Sure, stamina is archaic. Yeah, we've been over that. It's been around for a long time. And yeah, stamina inhibiting climbing will make it harder to explore. But that's because it involves a bit of forward thinking. If you can't climb up a mountain, eat some stamina restoring food. If that doesn't work, drink a potion that'll make you climb faster. If that doesn't work, then put on your climbing gear. If that doesn't work, light your torch and set the grass ablaze, giving you a boost with the paraglider. And if that still doesn't work, then build the fucking spaceship from Star Trek. Exploration is about the journey, and if the journey isn't at all challenging, then what the hell is even the point? So why don't you turn your little game radar into a journalist radar and get some better journalists? That's a little bit too much. The dude wrote a well-written article on what he thinks could be improved for the next Zelda title. I think it's important that players get a chance to voice their opinion. Even though I believe they're wrong, Nintendo could still use their article as feedback. Potentially find a compromise where the journalist and I can play Zelda together without having to argue about it online. And I mean, maybe we can become friends. Maybe we'll become lovers. Maybe we'll have kids someday. Okay. Let's check up on our little Olympic athlete. I'm sure he's sitting on a rock somewhere. Oh, would you look at that? He's still running. Wow. I mean, he looks like a wet hot dog, but I'm impressed. You know what? Let's have him send the video away with one final message. Let's see if he can do it while gasping for air.
Oh my god. The next time you're frustrated, hold on. The next time you're frustrated that your game has a stamina bar, really think about why the devs put it there in the first place. Because oftentimes, they're doing that to potentially reward the player for doing something cool and thinking strategically. Okay. Oh my god. Dude. I really gotta get into shape. But dude, I could totally eat a Papa John's pizza right now.